This is another video for my Happiness Revolution series. Basically I'm making videos about the principles of happiness and how we can change the world one person at a time. This video is going to explain how we forget ourselves and how we become robots and forget even our own needs in a cause that never ends, and that is feeding our wants. I don't explicitly make references to the Holy Quran, which is the guidebook for all Muslims, or I don't make explicit references to words that the Holy Prophet of Islam, peace be upon him, said. So I'll try to make some more of an effort. I'm not going to give an exact reference in the Quran, but if you go to a website called Al-Islam, A-L and then Islam, ISLAM.org. Al-Islam means the Islam. Anyway, and that's a really good website full of useful. It's like a library for Islamic knowledge, and it's got the Quran on there, and you can search what I'm about to say. And the Quran says, people who forget me, that is God, I make them forget themselves. And the Quran explains itself. I mean, that might sound really weird, but I think the Quran is a book for human beings and human nature. And if you just remove your ego and quietly just listen to those words, you understand what it means, but I'm going to explain it. Because there might be a bit of you that's not true to yourself, and you're trying to say, no, that doesn't make any sense. You don't want it to make sense because it says something to you about yourself, possibly, that you've forgotten yourself. Okay, so here we go. And it gives this is an explanation also as to why you need God, even. I've been avoiding that because a lot of people get put off just by the idea of God, even though, because they've misunderstood God, and so-called religious leaders have been painting a really bad picture of what God is. They say God needs stuff from you. God doesn't need anything from you. So let's explain this thing. If you forget God, basically you will forget yourself. How can you forget yourself, first of all? That's the hard bit. I've already sort of explained it, haven't I? I've said basically let's say you're a workaholic. That's an example. You're a workaholic trying to achieve some sort of lifestyle, and you keep chasing this material illusion. It's like the Quran describes these people who make the world and material goods their aim in life, as if they're chasing a mirage. It seems like it's there, and when you get there it disappears. And then you see another mirage, and you say, that's what I want. And so that's what people do. They say, if only I had this and that, I would be happy. And I'm not making out as if I'm different. Not entirely different. I want this and that. I wish I had this and I wish I had that. But I know, if I really, really think about it, if I tried to remove the silly ideas in my head, I know that I don't need all those things. I'm going to probably start making more of an effort to put up videos from TED.com, because on that website are talks by top psychiatrists who and people from all sorts of backgrounds who are top in their field, as it were, who support what I'm saying. We mostly want what we want just because somebody else has it. We're just under the illusion that we need the things that we want. We don't need lots and lots of stuff. There is so much we don't need. In fact, what we think we need is actually destroying the world. We're eating way too much meat, for example. Myself, we've got a habit of just eating lots of meat when we should just be eating a tiny fraction of what we eat, and we'll be very healthy. So I'm kind of twisting and turning into all sorts of new topics. But what I mean to say, we follow all sorts of aims that make us lose ourselves, alienate ourselves from other people and ourselves. When we alienate ourselves from other people, we are alienating ourselves from ourselves. For example, if you're in a big city, you'll find that people are scared to make eye contact, or really embarrassed to have any sort of, even sit next to other people. It's because they don't trust each other, and that comes from... It's a bit of a long story, but you've alienated your... Where does that distrust come from? I know where it comes from. It's a bit of another sidetrack, but basically you've alienated yourself already from your own needs and what's important, and you behave in a way that makes other people keep a distance from you. Because, for example, if you behave like a child, people are more relaxed with you. Okay, but when you're a child, you're actually more human than a lot of adults are, and adults become so over interested in the way they're dressed and their appearance, and we're always probably telling children, you never judge a book by its cover. What's inside is more important than what's on outside, but we don't do the same. Okay, and by not doing the same, you lose who you are. You just lose all feeling what's important to you. You start chasing all sorts of things that are unimportant. In fact, they turn you away from the stuff that is important, which means you are going to be unhappy by chasing all these material things, the trainers, other stuff I won't mention because my mate here is, yes, still awake. Okay, anyway, yeah, so there's my seemingly long ramble. I hope it wasn't a ramble. I hope it was useful information. So I haven't mentioned why would it be that if you forget God you will forget yourself. Okay, is there a logical link between the two? Well, as I mentioned before, God is like nature. If you go towards God, you'll only be closer to your nature, your own nature. You'll be at peace. You'll be like not going against the friction of nature, but going in line with it. And when you see that beautiful sunset, that beautiful scenery, whatever, and you just feel so much at peace, that's basically God. And all we're saying is, don't forget that, because then you'll forget yourself. I hope that makes sense. Have a nice day.